All right, and thanks for joining us, everybody. We are live here from the KFBS Digital News Desk, and there's a bit of audio issue there, but no, I think it all panned out. We've got Brian Gerau with us, and he is with the Jackson Area Chamber of Commerce. Brian, how are you doing?
I'm great. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
We're glad to have you here. It's a great day to have you in. I know that. Well, I mean, we're only a couple weeks into 2023. Yep. And I'm sure that the Chamber's looking ahead to another year, new opportunities.
2023 is going to be a great year. You know, some of the things that we're working on, we're really putting emphasis on retail recruitment, trying to get some more business into the Jackson area, whether that's restaurants, retail shops, clothiers, anything like that. We're looking to bring into the area. So we're excited. We're going to put a big emphasis on that. So it's going to be a great year. We will also want to focus on our residential market. Yeah. You know, that's a big tool in recruitment in the Jackson area. Our realtors and the homes that are available, it's just a great tool to recruit people into the route.
For sure. With all of that in mind, I imagine, you mentioned, those different recruitment efforts, and are there specific areas where you all look at, this is something where we have resources for a business of a certain type that you would try to plug into somebody else from outside?
Yeah, that's a great question. I know we've done a lot of analysis on some gaps in Jackson, and so we're really trying to hone in on things that we don't have in the area, and we really take the community's viewpoint seriously on that. So we get a lot of people saying, hey, have you looked at trying to add this business or try and bring that business in? So we listen, and we definitely try and follow up on those to really meet those needs, because your citizens of your city are the ones who really know kind of some of the things that you need. So when they come say, hey, have you thought about this restaurant or this type of retailer, we'll definitely take a hard look at that, try and find a location, a developer, a franchise owner, and really try and facilitate some of those relationships. So we'll put everybody together, and hopefully that comes to fruition in 2023, but we're always looking for business to come into our area.
Yeah, for sure. Now, do you all have, essentially, do you meet to kind of look ahead to the year? Is that something that is kind of just the organic process of functioning as the chamber that you look at each year, or how does that work as far as setting those goals?
We do some strategic planning, and when we do that planning, we go to our members first and really get their opinion. We'll also work closely with the city of Jackson to see what some of their goals and some of the things that they're looking to do either in 2023 or 2024. And we'll also look at Jackson R2 schools, which we are a tremendous partner with them, to see if they have anything on the horizon that we can help them with, if they have any initiatives that the chamber can support. So we look at all of those entities, whether it's public, private, our business, our schools, like I said, our real estate market. We bring all those people together, we'll get their opinions, start formulating a strategy, and then we'll move forward.
For sure. All right. With all of that in mind, I imagine there are folks out there, and this is kind of one of those questions where, it just covering the bases, because it's one of those things where you, with something like this, with something where we're looking to touch and get in contact and draw from our local resources like the chamber as much as possible to get those insights into how the communities are doing, get those insights in how to the areas, different economic hubs are doing. With all of that in mind, what does kind of the function of the day-to-day of the chamber look like for those that may not be familiar with that?
So basically, in 1,000 words or less, what the chamber does is we recruit business and we retain business in our area. We are a big business advocate. So if there's a business issue, we want to make sure that they feel like we have their back, whether that is hiring or marketing or expanding. We want those businesses to know that we support them 100%. So that's probably 75% of our job, is just recruiting and retaining business. And we've always had the philosophy, it's easier to keep a business than it is to go find a new business. So
Sure.
we want to make sure we keep what we have and make sure that they are strong. So we'll advocate for them. And then another big role is we will put people together.
Yeah.
We're big time facilitators. So, you know, if you have a media partner like yourself and they're looking to get in front of potential advertisers or they want to talk with decision makers, they'll come to the chamber and say, who do we need to talk with? And we'll put them in the room together. So we will facilitate that. You know, if somebody's new in the area and they want a new tour, we'll definitely do that.
Yeah.
But our job as a whole is to promote our community and promote our business community, and we believe that makes everybody a little bit stronger.
For sure, for sure. And I imagine as you look at this, and I'm sure that this is something top of mind for you all with regards to how these sorts of hubs, you know, around the nation or around the area kind of form when it comes to you know, the different areas being more, you know, I suppose, tend to be the center of gravity and basically keeping the workforce local, things along those lines. How does the area, the Jackson area, you know, that you all cover, feel that, I suppose, when it comes to keeping as much of the economic flow and stream local? How do you all feel that?
We believe that, you know, our economy is strong in Jackson. We've got a great city government that really tries its best to meet the needs of all the people. Sure. Like I said earlier, our real estate market is extremely strong. We keep on building houses and people keep on coming into the Jackson area. So it's a really good dynamic because people will move into the area because of our schools. And because they're moving in, we build more houses. And the more houses you build and the more people come in, that helps your tax base, which helps your infrastructure, police, fire. So it works really well together. Actually, it makes my job a little bit easier when you have those components that are so strong. So we all work really well together. And it's nice to go into a community where everyone's on the same page and you know, designated for growth. And that's what we really like.
For sure. For sure. And we were talking before the show started about that, you know, Jackson Area Chamber of Commerce. And I think looking at that, just out of curiosity with regards to that, as looking as kind of these different communities and hubs, looking at those, does that refer to how some of the local communities begin to pool together over time? How does that work? What does that look like as far as the Jackson area?
One of the reasons we're areas, we have members in Perryville and Fruitland and Cape and Scott City. We have some in Sykeston. We have some that are actually out of state. And we have some that are in St. Louis. And it's our job to recruit them and promote them because they're always looking to hire or make sure that their business is strong. So, you know, it's one of those things that we don't just basically rely on Jackson businesses only. You know, a lot of people they'll live in Jackson, work in Cape, or they'll work in Cape, live in Jackson. So there's not a kind of like a wall between those communities. There's a lot of marketing and synergy between the communities, and so we want to make sure that we're there to promote those businesses that need it. And sometimes that goes outside of those city limits, and we're excited to help those businesses grow and really meet their needs.
For sure, for sure. Anything else that you wanted to mention today before we wrap up? You
know, one of the things, let everybody know if they have any questions about my position with the Chamber or the Jackson Area Chamber of Commerce, check us out online. It's jacksonmochamber.org. Phone number is 573-243-8131. We have a staff of 2. We'll probably be growing in staff, but my door is always open. My office is actually glass, and that's done on purpose.
Yeah.
So people could come in and talk with me anytime they want. I'm very accessible, so if anybody has any questions about the area, the region, or Jackson, give me a call. I'll be glad to help them out.
Wonderful stuff. Brian Gerau, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
All right, absolutely. And want to thank you all for tuning in as well. We appreciate you all spending time here on the KFES Digital Channel. Stick around, more local news and content just around the corner.